Hi everybody, this is Mental Cardigan, and today, since I actually surpassed my goal, which was 100 subscribers, now I'm taking requests from anybody for, they can request me anything, top 5, maybe a toy review, maybe a request for a video game battle from Godzilla like Kaiju Battle Royale or Godzilla Monsters or something. I'm taking any requests since I actually met my goal and I actually surpassed it, which is amazing. Thank you all of you who subscribed, liked, comments, shared all the videos, or just like them. Thank you to all of you, and hopefully you also get 100 subscribers or even more, maybe 1,000, maybe 10,000. Hopefully your channel gets famous. If your channel is weird, still, I don't care. We all have YouTube. If you have a YouTube channel, you're awesome for creating your own content, unless you don't even create your own content, which kind of is not creative. But yeah, since I surpassed my goal, as I mentioned, now I'm taking requests, and my first request is from Godzilla Man, and he requested me my top 10 favorite Godzilla films. So yeah, it's just my opinion. There might be some contradiction and all that, but it's just my opinion. So just stay with that. Just my opinion. Don't tell me in the comments below, oh, you suck because, this is my favorite film and you hate it or something. Please don't tell me that in the comments. It's just my reasonings and my opinions. So yeah, but let's start it now. And this is probably going to change whenever Godzilla 2014 comes out. And I haven't actually watched Godzilla 1984, which is a bummer. But I've seen some parts, which they look so far amazing. But, I haven't seen the whole entire film, so, probably might change with that too. But, yeah. So, hopefully that gets a release, in which it is going to get a release. It's going to have a Blu-ray release and a regular release, in 1984 Godzilla, which is great, for I can buy it and watch it myself, since I haven't watched it yet. So, yeah, but it's going to probably change. But, so far from, not counting 1984 or Godzilla 2014, this is my top 10. So, first of all, let's start with number 10, and that is Godzilla Final Wars. Now, Godzilla Final Wars, it has a bunch of monsters. It has Zilla, Kumonga, Rodan, Anguirus. Let's not forget the king of the monsters himself, Godzilla. Did I mention Rodan? I think I did. Kamacuras, and also new creations such as Kaiju Ghidorah, also known as Monster X2, and Monster X. And Monster X actually looks very awesome and epic, as well as Kaiju Ghidorah, aka Monster X2, even though I like to refer him as Kaiju Ghidorah because it sounds pretty epic like that. So yeah, but overall, all the monsters they picked are good. I mean, actually, some of the monsters they picked are not that suiting and I'm not happy with. Like Anguirus and Rodan, you better have that in there. And that's good they actually did. And Kamacuras, I'm not sure about that one. It's an insect, like, there's two arthropods. There's spider and a giant mutated mantis. So there's a giant mutated spider and a giant mutated mantis. So those are two arthropods. I believe a spider is an arthropod, right? I forgot. I think it's not an arthropod. I forgot, but there's two monsters that look kind of similar. So maybe take out I don't know, Kumonga or something, because maybe, like, some of the choices are great, but other ones are not that great. Like King Caesar, Rodan, Manda should have definitely be changed. Like, there was no point of Manda even be there. I mean, I know it's trying to, pay a homage to the Achigon film, the Gotengo fighting Manda, but I didn't like that because Manda was barely in the film and there was actually no points. So maybe instead of Manda, do Varan. And Varan has a big role, not like a monster that gets killed by the Gotengo. But, Varan is actually fighting Godzilla and all that. That would be awesome, too. Maybe he attacks, I don't know, a skull or something. Maybe here in the United States or Hawaii or something. Varan should have been there. Another one that I wanted is Baragon. Can you see there was a smart choice as well as Rodan and Anguirus. And also the new creations are also pretty cool too. And Zilla, it was actually good that Zilla was there for, Japanese Godzilla can have his revenge on him, I guess you can say. What other one? But I'm kind of glad on their choices, but at the same time not too glad. And also the fights were a little bit too quick, in my opinion. So, and the characters, the main characters, I didn't actually care about them. If they got killed, I just wanted the monster action the whole entire time. And even Godzilla barely even appeared. Like, maybe there was all these fights, such as, the Kumonga battle, the Kamakuras battle, the team up of Rodent, Anguirus, and King Caesar battle, and the Ebra and Smog Monster battle and all that. But then all of a sudden, there's this, like, giant hour or, like, this giant period in the film where just humans. And then finally, at the end, we get Godzilla only, like, a little bit, and then we go into more humans, and then more Godzilla, humans, Godzilla, humans, Godzilla, and then a little bit some humans, and then Godzilla. So Godzilla barely even appeared, more like a human, like Godzilla more of a side thing, which is kind of unfortunate. So that's number 10. Number 9 is Godzilla and Mothra Battle for Earth, aka Godzilla versus Mothra. Now, Mothra design. Ooh, I have a big problem with that. I did not like the design of Mothra. It looks too fuzzy. It looks more like a mammal. It looks, just bothered me, all that furry stuff all over the place. I don't know if it was meant to be cute or something, but that does not look cute for me. That looks too furry. Like, I didn't enjoy that. But Batra and the battles really saved the day. The battles were awesome, such as Batra, the manga version, grabbing this, like, Ferris wheel and, like, throwing it on Godzilla's head or something. That was cool. And also that scene where Godzilla, like, shot his atomic breath, had Batra's face, and Batra was, like, bleeding on this, like, green blood, and it was, like, and all that scene is amazing, too. And Batra himself looks awesome, too. Like, his wing patterns are incredible. His Imago version looks like it came out of hell, and whenever it does that transformation into the Imago adult version, it's very nice. That dark background, and then all these little red particles turning into the Imago Batra. All that transformation is amazing. So Batra really saved the day there, and also the battle as well, and of course Godzilla, because he's the king of monsters, and he always makes all the films better. But Mothra, I had a serious problem with that. All this little fur and all that. So yeah, number 8 is Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, and this is actually the 1974 version, the original one. Not 1975, 1974. Now, this movie shows that Mechagodzilla can take a beating, more like Godzilla can take up a beating of Mechagodzilla. That there's another kaiju that could possibly either injure him, harm him, and even kill him. While Godzilla fought wars, Godzilla seems like he can kick everybody's butt super easily. Like, very easily. So yeah, but, Mechagodzilla was a very strong opponent. All this load of bullets and, all these abilities that he has. Missiles from his arms, lasers on his eyes, chest area, crouch area. He can do this little shield thing by moving his head, like, very fast. He can even fly. He has a bunch of abilities, and even Godzilla was squirting blood out of its neck. That was, whoa, that was pretty cool and and that was, a big sufferment for the King of the Monsters. So yeah, and this tells us that Mechagodzilla is, can possibly even kill Godzilla, but there's another monster that could possibly kill him. The design of Mechagodzilla looks amazing too. It looks astonishing, all that metal and all that, and the evil face. It looks very nice. There's actually some of them that actually top that movie. One of my favorites of the Showa series, of course. So yeah, the characters, they were alright. There were some that were kind of, I really did not care about them. I actually wish they were actually killed, some of them. But there were some other ones that, were actually pretty cool, and there was a bunch of cheesy parts and all that, which is always great and sometimes pretty bad also in some films that there's exaggerated cheesiness. So now we're going to go into number 7, and that is Terror of Mechagodzilla. Now, this is like Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, except times 2 of betterness. If that's even a word, betterness. Is that even a word? I don't think so. I don't think that's even in the English dictionary. Or in any language. But anyways. So yeah, it's a very awesome film, and it includes another monster called Titanosaurus. I know it has a very annoying roar. I'll say Gabra is more annoying, in my opinion. Gyara's roar is annoying for me. Titanosaurus is kind of annoying too, but what I love about it is whenever Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla are teamed up and they're like destroying the city and doing all this chaos, and then that opening scene with Godzilla looks amazing, where all of a sudden it's all black. I mean, the city is completely in darkness, and then this is like, I don't know, little bright little light behind a building, and then you see Godzilla ready to duke it out and battle these two kaijus, and then he roars. That scene is amazing. It's actually, there's some pretty cheesy parts. There's also this part where Titanosaurus grabs Godzilla's either, I think it was top jaw, and then he's like swinging him on lower plates like a ragdoll, which is pretty hilarious. And then he throws him to this electricity plant or something. And then the air battle with all this like commotion and explosions. Mechagodzilla shooting its like laser beams and missiles and all that. It's amazing. All these explosions. Godzilla seems like he's dead and all that. Then that's when Godzilla comes back and beats both of the kaiju. I believe Titanosaurus was actually killed by some sonar waves or something. From a helicopter by humans or something. And then Mechagodzilla, once he ripped his head, he actually it was still alive, I guess you can say, even though it's a non-living thing. And then, he was shooting the beam still, even though without a head. But then finally, Godzilla finally beated Mechagodzilla. And overall, it's a very amazing film. I really recommend watching that film. It's a very great Showa film. So now we'll go into number 6, and that is Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. Now, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 is a very cool film also. Mechagodzilla, I really did not like Mechagodzilla's design too much. It didn't look evil like the 1974 or 1975. It looked more, I don't know how I can say it, but it didn't look evil at all. It just looked like a regular robots, just plain, just looking or something. I like it more of an evil kind of look, kind of. And also, the thing I like about it is that the metal, it's actually very cool. Is that, the metal, it looks like real metal. It does not look like a carton box that was from a shed or something, and then they like spray painted gray and then they just put it on the suit. It really looked like a real metal, and I really loved about that. It even shines. But, just the design, like the facial look, and even the tail. I wanted the tail a little bit more longer, maybe. That would be also pretty cool. But I didn't like it too much. I wasn't a big fan. And also, Rodan. We finally see Rodan in action. Actually doing some fight moves and all that. He's not just this little side monster. He's actually a very important monster to the plot, which is amazing. On the other films, except the Rodan film, the original one from 1956, or I think it was 1956, I forgot. But that's when he had this major role. He hasn't had a major role since Rodan 1956. And right here, he's actually very awesome. Their new design. And, Rodan even kind of beats up Godzilla too, which is amazing. Him poking with his little beak on Godzilla's face and his eyes and all that. It's just splendid and amazing that he actually, that Godzilla kind of gets a beating from Rodan, which is, once in a lifetime, I guess you can say. And then Fire Rodan and all these little modes and all that is amazing. Baby Godzilla looks astonishing. He did not look like Manila, that horrible design. No offense to those Manila fans, but I did not like Manila's face structure or anything of that. Even his roar and all this, I did not like it. But right here, it all changed with this new Baby Godzilla from the film. So yeah, now we're going to go for number 5, Godzilla. That's how it's called, Godzilla, or in Japan it's called Gojira, and it's from the 1954 film. Now, first of all, I'm not gonna get a bunch of contradiction why this is not the number 1. I mean, first of all, the good part of it, it's amazing. It's a very amazing film. It's black and white. It really shows the serious tone, and shows, like we were wrong about doing nuclear testing, our errors and our arrogance on doing all this chaos, and it created a monster. The beginning always is the best one, but there's actually some other ones that are actually better in my opinion, just saying. But yeah, this actually shows Godzilla as a force of nature, and Godzilla P14 is also going to show that too, except it's going to be more of a updated design kind of, which is actually better. And yeah, but overall, it's an amazing film, 1954, black and white. At the time, it was like one of the most high-budget films of all time. Now it's puny because Like, that was 1 million or something. Godzilla 2014, that's going to be around 160 million. So that's going to be way better. The only problem I had is that there was no monsters, but you know, it's alright they didn't put any monsters because they're concentrating on Godzilla, not other monsters. So it's actually good they just let him alone and ravage through the city, burn the city to flames and all this. It's amazing film, very cool film, really recommended. Now the next one this is actually a very long title. It is Godzilla, Mothra, and King of the War, Giant Monsters All Out of Attack, also known as GMK. Now GMK is kind of like 1954, except it is way better. Now, first of all, it is kind of like Godzilla 1954, except just add King of the War, Mothra, and Baragon, and that equals amazing, awesome film. It actually captures Godzilla as a force of nature again, except it's more updated with different monsters such as King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Baragon. I actually want Varan to be there because you know King Ghidorah and Mothra have appeared too much already, in my opinion. And then with Varan and Anguirus, that would have been better because they haven't appeared too many. Like Varan only appeared like a little 5-second cameo, even like 3-second cameo, 2-second, more like 1-second cameo. I think that's a bit too exaggerated. Maybe around 3-second cameo on the Destroyer monsters in the Showa era. But we haven't seen a new updated design on him, which is kind of a bummer. But you know, I really want to see him come back in a future film. So yeah, but you know, all that like the soulless part of the plot is amazing too, and all that. Very awesome film. Very awesome film. So now number 3 is Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, the 2002 version, aka Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Now, Mechagodzilla looks amazing. My favorite Mechagodzilla design. It actually, you know, it looks like Godzilla. It has an evil look and it has a metallic look. I also like the part with Mechagodzilla going hang wire, going crazy and psycho, and then shooting beams all over the city. It's just a very amazing, you know, scene or a little clip. It's very amazing. Godzilla's design is also very cool after the 2001 version of Godzilla from GMK. You know, very awesome suit as well as a film. You know, the characters were kind of cared about a little bit too. You know, it's a very, very splendid film. I really like Mechagodzilla and Godzilla himself. Just the film overall is amazing. Very, very awesome film. Number 2, it's Godzilla vs. Destroyer. Now, I love this film. This is awesome. When I first saw it, I actually cried. You know, remember that scene at the end where Godzilla is about to explode and all that? You know, and I actually cried since I was, you know, 4 or 3 years old, or maybe even 5 years old when I already saw that film. Destroyer design is cool, very creative, you know, kind of like a devil-like monster, and all these little aggregate forms and smaller forms like aggregate, microscopic, what else, a flying form. You know, overall the film is amazing. Burning Godzilla looks astonishing, and, you know, all the burning glory ravaging through the city and all that. It looks super, super nice, and Destroyer is actually a very big opponent for Godzilla. And then even Godzilla Jr. looks cool also because, you know, he grew up after the Pillsbury Doughboy that appeared in the Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla film. You know, it's a very, very awesome film, Godzilla vs. Destroyer. I love that film. And it's actually cool they actually brought the Austin Destroyer back in a new way. Number 1, it is Godzilla 2000. Now, first of all, this was actually my first film I've ever seen. Ever seen. Orga, I really love that concept of, you know, a other species actually needing DNA of another creature to sustain and live on an alien planet. Just the concept is awesome. Like, you know, Orga cannot live on this planet without absorbing DNA of a certain other species, and the victim is Godzilla. And then that scene with Orga about to swallow Godzilla is super nice. And also Godzilla's actually smart in this film because actually whenever Orga was about to swallow Godzilla was smart enough and he actually blew his atomic breath while Orga was swallowing, and then Orga was like obliterated to smithereens. His face was seriously cut off, and then Orga's like crouch area finally landed on the floor. Godzilla roaring in the end with Godzilla, shooting at the top of his breath. It's all over the city and all these flames, and the city's still in chaos, and the titles roll. It's just my favorite film because, first one, and also, I love the concept of that, a alien life form consuming DNA to sustain and live on this planet. Very amazing film. So yeah, that's my top 10. Sorry this is a very long video, around 20 minutes long, which is actually super long actually. So yeah, but this is it for this video. Tell me in the comment below if you agree with my list or if you don't, and also tell me your top 10 favorite Godzilla films as well. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. This was requested by Godzilla Man, one of my subscribers. So remember to subscribe to him, like and comment as well to him too. So yeah, that's it for this video. As I mentioned, this is Mother Kaiju signing out, and subscribe, like, and comment.